So, I'm going to discuss my personal sexual experience and hypersexuality, and if it's interconnected to possible DNA and genetics. Like, for example, even though I didn't really know my father was a sex addict, and he always cheated on my mother, and he always went to prostitutes, and he went to sex clubs. And I pretty much lived that lifestyle too, more or less. I went to massage parlors to satisfy my needs, and I went there to try to alleviate, the pressure, and I couldn't take it. I mean, it was an addiction I had to feed. I had to do it no matter what. I mean, we all have a choice, and to do between right and wrong. But to me, I didn't really see anything wrong with it because I was getting a pleasure out of it. And also, before my mom had me, she had like 18 abortions, maybe even 21 abortions, I'm not sure. But she was like 29 when she had me. By the time she was 15, she had multiple pregnancies when she came here. And yeah, basically, this. Yeah, basically she was a kid, and back in the 70s and 60s, life was a lot different. It's not like it is today, She was like what you'd call a flower child. But I think between her and my dad and everything they've done in their lives privately, individually, I think somehow that's had an effect on me genetically. And sex addiction is inherited. Somebody in your family is addicted. If you are a sex addict and you have a disease like Aspergers, like I have, somebody in your family does have it, and most like an immediate member. That's one of the key signs of dysfunctional family members is sexual dysfunction, or sexual addiction rather. And a lot of it has to do with either people partying and doing drugs, or drinking, indulging in too much alcohol, and not being of sound mind to do the right thing, or whatever. But most of the time when I did my stuff, like when I'd be really drunk, I'd want to just start grabbing and groping and being a monster, basically. And I was not of sound mind, and half the time I'd black out. I'm not proud of what I've done, but also I guess this is my way of justifying it, even though I really shouldn't justify bad behavior like this. I've had an addiction my whole life, more or less, as I've discussed. And now, instead of seeing all the prostitutes I've seen and trying to find different girls to sleep with, or women to sleep with, I basically look at Instagram and basically masturbate myself every day to alleviate the sexual pain and tension. I still have that urge where, I want to have sex with a woman, I want to eat her pussy, I want to suck her nipples, I want to come inside her, I want to do all those things. I want to kiss her, hug her around the waist, like if she were my girlfriend. But I don't foresee myself having a girlfriend anytime soon, maybe never again even, I don't know. Because of what I've been through and the abandonment issues I have, I don't see myself getting another relationship. I just don't see it because my expectations by most people's standards are considered unrealistic. Because the way I think about family and what I think about religion and what I think about that family and relationships shouldn't intermix, even though a lot of people use their family to seek approval of their partner. And that's just the way it is, but I'm not the rest of everybody, I'm me. I'm one of the rarest in that sense, because not many people think like me. But I know there's a few out there that do, and my video is mostly geared towards them, not towards the masses, the mass majority of people who just sit there and want to be family-oriented and religious and carry on. But for those of you, who have an addiction like I've had, like a sex addiction, you got to find an outlet. And outlet sexually. You know, if you can't find a partner that's going to satisfy your needs sexually, break up with her, break up with him. Don't be with that person, you know, because they're not going to give you what you want. So I never got what I wanted. I spent 2.5 years with each of my partners, and nothing changed. It just got worse and worse and worse and worse until, you know, I nearly fucking killed myself almost, passively, by drinking my life away. I was so broken down and depressed, I just didn't know what to do. And I don't want to see that happen to somebody else. I know it's happening all around the world right now as we speak. There's a lot of people right now suffering because of relationships, because they're too attached. You can't be attached to somebody that way. Attachment's bad. I don't know what it is that makes me attached when I find someone that I want. But there's times where I've been attracted to multiple girls, and I'm not even polyamorous or anything. But I'll be like in love with one, but sexually attracted to another one. But it'll just be sexual. It won't necessarily be in love with that other person. I can only be in love with one person at a time. So therefore, I'm really not poly. If I was, I'd be able to fall in love with more than one person. But in this day and age, the whole poly thing means basically having multiple partners. It doesn't mean having a serious relationship, because, you know, relationship is more than sex. And, you know, when I'd go on Instagram on a daily basis and I'd find a picture of someone I like, I would just look at their picture. Like, for example, I see this girl here. I just seen her a few minutes ago, and I just lust over her pictures. It's driving me crazy. I want to put hands on her. I want to kiss her from head to toe. I want to lick her butthole. I want to eat her pussy. I want to do everything to her. I want her to sit on my face. You know, I can't help it. I'm a man. That's what I want. You know, I long for this. And Instagram has been my only outlet, more or less, to relieve myself. And I look at these models here. Like, this is Ariana Perez. It's a popular model. I don't even bother trying to message them or talking to them. I've talked to a couple of them, but I find that they're really stuck up, and they're very popular, so they get paid to model, and that's how they make their living. Advertising clothes and crap. That's just one of the many. I'll show you another one. Man, she's fucking hot. God. I would literally give anything to, eat her out. Yeah, the last person I had sex with, the last two people I had sex with, one is a girl I was in love with a couple years ago. She was a prostitute and a drug addict and an alcoholic, and we had a connection because we both liked animals, and we would discuss in great detail of how much we loved animals, wild animals in particular. So I had a pet possum at the time, and I felt that we had a connection that went beyond anything. So, but she was out seeing other people while we were hanging out and stuff, so I couldn't make anything serious out of her because of that. And the sex was really great. And the one before that was also another prostitute, but this girl I've known since she was a kid. She's 20 or 21 years old now. I've known her since she was only 3 years old. And I'm like almost 18 years older than she is. So I'm old enough to be her father, literally. And that's the youngest person I've been with. And that was in October. You know, I was born in 2002. I was born in 84. It's a big age difference. But I never, I watched her grow up and all, so the feelings I had for her, watching her grow up, all that was cast aside, because now she's a woman. She's not a girl anymore, or a kid anymore in that sense, where she plays with Barbie dolls and stuff. She doesn't do all that. She's out prostituting herself, going to strip clubs, partying with all kinds of men, having sex left and right with different people, different men and women. Tattoos all over her body. She looks a lot older than her age, as a matter of fact. And yeah, I started falling in love with her after I had sex with her for like the third time, and I tried to kiss her and she pushed me off because she said she don't kiss her clients. And And that's the thing. I love to kiss because I'm a very passionate person. And it takes me a while to come because most women I've been with, they won't let me finish. They'll stop me before I can even finish, except that the massage parlor is the only place where they'll actually let me come. Other times they'll just fight me and it'll be a battle, power struggle to release. And it's very upsetting. That's part of the reasons why I quit seeing prostitutes and going to massage parlors, is the fact that, you know, I can't finish. And I want to be able to finish. If I can't finish, what's the point, right? There's a sex club out here in San Francisco that I used to go to. It's called the Power Exchange. And there's a lot of socially awkward people there. People that are very sexually liberated and sexually very hypercharged like I am. And some of them, you know, you put them in a group together, some of them can coexist and get along, and other times, you know, if it's mostly people that are couples over there. Me, I'm single, so I'm kind of out of place being a single guy going to a sex club trying to get laid. I didn't really have much luck there. Mostly there were a lot of transgender people too on one floor. And I mean, there's some that I found attractive, I won't lie, but I wouldn't, you know, personally really be with somebody who's transgender, because unless I didn't know, because I'm not attracted to men, again, you know, I like women. But there's some who have the complete, you know, all the body parts, you know, they look like women and you'll never be able to know. I got lap dances when I was in there, but that was about it. And I had to pay $100 just to get in that sex club. It's on Jones Street in San Francisco in the Tenderloin. If you ever visit, you should go there and check it out. I recommend it because everybody should experience it, to know that there are people that are sexually like that in the world, that are open about it. And it could also be used as an art form too, if you think about it. But back to my Instagram models here that I like looking at. This one over here, I ended up not meeting her, but ended up coming across her page when I was searching for something on Google, and I was just extremely taken by her. I mean, I know I could never have a girl like this unless I pay a prostitute that looks like that. She's really, really good looking. A girl like this can get any guy she wants, and that's the bottom line. If a woman's really good looking, she's gonna get the best looking guy there is. Like, you guys know that actress Bella Thorne? She's smoking hot. I have her on Instagram too. I jerk off to her pictures. I can only dream of having someone like her. I know I'll never will. And I've been with women who are heavy set too, so it's got nothing to do with that, but that popularity that they've got puts them all over the map. This girl here is Brianna Starnes. She's from Canada. She's Canadian. I think she's like 19, 20, 21, something like that. She's a lot younger than me. But I like them young, what can I say? Young as in legal age, not illegal age. And as I'm getting older, I think I'm going to a midlife crisis. Man, look at her. Isn't she beautiful? Brown hair, blue eyes, beautiful white skin, nice legs, nice thighs. That's my fetish, you know. I look at a woman's thighs, and that's what drives me crazy when I see a girl in shorts. It's like I just want to reach back there and I just want to start caressing. When you rub behind the knees, in the back, that's a central spot for a woman. It's like her G-spot. I read that in a book somewhere, a sexual book. And I studied a lot of sexual stuff, for those that want to know, and you guys should too. It's educational, it's very important to learn. Pleasure centers, you know? It's my obsession. I mean, if I had her as a girlfriend, I know I'd have to end up fighting every guy. I'd end up wanting to beat up and kill every guy that looked at my woman, that's for sure. I wouldn't let any guy come near her. I'd be too afraid. It'd be like a Ferrari locked in the garage forever. But that's not right, because it's a human being we're talking about here. I mean, if I had a choice, this is the kind of girl I want. Or Or this girl here, for instance. I don't know her name, but I have her username. I mean, I also like girls who are heavy set too, so I can go either way. This girl here, Becca, she's from Florida. She's a heavy set BBW model. First thing I noticed was her legs. She's got no boobs, but she makes up for it in her thighs and in her ass. I want her to sit on my face, literally. I would eat her pussy every morning if I could wake up next to her. One thing I love to do is I love to eat pussy. But I like it when the girl returns a favor, though. I don't like to be left in the cold with nothing. I've had prostitutes try to force me to eat their pussy. And I used to make it a regular habit that I'd never eat a prostitute's pussy because, you know, they've been with other guys. But it depends on if the woman's clean or not. I don't even give a fuck about how many guys they've been with. But I don't want to catch an STD either. And also, I don't really like using condoms, even though I know it's very important to use condoms. I'm not circumcised, so it's very hard for me to fit into a condom. And getting it on is very hard because my girth, I'm not normal like everybody else. I'm different. I'm not necessarily well endowed in that sense, but I'm not too small either, or too short, so to speak. I don't even know what I'm saying here. But we should look at her legs. Man. That's some gorgeous thighs. She's Cuban, so she's got that exotic look to her. She's got a boyfriend too, it's too bad. I would also guard her 24/7 if any guys try to come the way. I'd start beating the shit out of all of them. They wouldn't come near her. They wouldn't even look at her and think twice. Because I've had guys try to challenge me when they see me with a girl, to try to fight me or challenge me and provoke me. And I don't take very kindly to being provoked. I'll stay calm for so long and then I'll finally explode in your face. I'm that kind of person. So I tell people don't fuck with me. But people just don't seem to get the message. Man, fucking look at her though. God damn. Barry Becca on Instagram, look her up. I would give anything to get my hands on her. Literally anything. I would sell my soul to Satan just to get my hands on her. It's gorgeous. I love it when a woman's got really thick thighs. I just want to caress thighs all night long. Yeah, I got really drunk at a party once, and I groped this girl that I kind of knew, and she was really pissed off, but it wasn't my intention to do that. I blacked out. I was hallucinating. I drank a whole bottle of vodka. Cheap vodka at that too, not even good vodka. And I started hallucinating and seeing things. And I was trying to get a grip on reality, so I touched her thigh to see if it was real or not, or to see if she was actually there, because I started seeing like 6 or 7 of her. My vision was blurring out and I was getting vertigo. And I couldn't tell what was real, and I was like hearing and seeing things. And I was also smoking a lot of pot too. I don't do no hard drugs, I just smoke pot and I drink. But that girl, she was on meth and she was drinking, and she drank a whole bottle of vodka like I did as well. We each had a fifth. And it didn't seem to affect her at all. She wasn't even buzzed. And I guess meth does something to people where they can't get a buzz from alcohol. I don't know. But I've seen that before with people. I apologize, but I was still really embarrassed as hell about it. I really fell into a lust haze. Man. Instagram's full of these models. There's another one here, Morgan's Misfortune. I discovered her about a month ago. I masturbate to her pictures every day when I wake up before I go to bed. Look at her. Man. Look at her dance. I think she's a stripper. That's another girl I'd love to have. as a girlfriend, I mean, not just a booty call. I would love to have any and all these girls as a serious girlfriend. If I could have one of them, I'll take any one of them. But I know that's not going to happen. Girls like these don't usually, when they pick a guy, it's got to be a certain kind of guy, but they want a guy that's as good looking as they are. And me, I mean, I'm not bad looking, but I'm also not as good looking as some of the guys they pick. I mean, I got confidence, I got all that, but I don't got the money to maintain a girl like this. You gotta have money if you're gonna have a girl like this in your life. For all her outfits, all her Victoria's Secret, you gotta wine and dine and do the dance, baby. You know? Man. And her thighs and her cellulite turns me on. I want to lick from head to toe. Isn't she hot? Yum. I love Instagram. I'm obsessed with it. That's all I do with it. Funny, this kid came up to me trying to sell me candy at Walmart, and I told him I wasn't interested, and he said, just buy the damn candy. Go look at it while you look at porn, while you jack off to porn or something, he tells me. And I couldn't help but laugh, because, truth, that's all I do. I'm a loser. Back in the day, I used to fuck prostitutes all the time. I'll tell you, ever since the pandemic was the cause of, that's the most I ever got laid in my life. I probably had at least a couple hundred encounters in 2020 alone. That by 21, I only had like 2 encounters, and this year only 1. It doesn't look like I'm getting anywhere. I used to have sex at least 3 times a month. I'm not getting any now. I'm not getting shit. Probably because I'm not seeking for it as much as I should be. I'm still desiring it. Wish I had like a friend with benefits or something. I think it's getting harder and harder to find a girl at my age. And girls that are my age, they all fucking have kids. And I don't want to be with somebody that's got kids, really, honestly. Because, you know, kids require a lot of care. And a woman that has kids isn't really going to have time for a guy like me. Especially for the needs and wants that I've got, you know. I need somebody who's single, without kids, and that has some kind of income of their own. Not someone that I'm always going to have to pay for the rest of my life. Because a lot of women, I mean, are not financially stable. Especially the ones with mental disabilities. I mean, God fucking damn. What would you do to that? Yeah, but I mean, the year of COVID, the first year, was a year like no other. I mean, I got it all the time. And it was like non-stop because of the shelter in place and everything. And I kind of wish something like that would happen again. Because that is when there's a state of panic. People want to have sex more. They lose inhibitions and they do things they wouldn't normally do. And COVID really made a lot of people crazy. I mean, I didn't get that crazy. A lot of other people got really crazy. And they just did whatever. And it was a haven for prostitutes at that point. There were so many ads on the underground sites I went on. Even on Craigslist, even though they don't allow prostitution anymore, it's still on there. And another one I used to go on back in the day was Redbook. And that got shut down by the ATF and the FBI because I think they had minors on there from other countries that were coming on there that were trafficking. And that seems to be a big thing in this country now and even in other countries. I mean, I don't get why somebody would pick a child. That is pretty sick. I could never pick a child. Ever. I mean, I want kids of my own someday that I want to raise so my line, my breed can go on, and my bloodline can go on. And I leave a legacy behind. I'm not going to be able to do that here much longer, though, unless I find somebody in the next few years. But I don't just want to breed with any girl. I had a chance to have sex with an old friend of mine when I went to college with, who I hadn't seen in many years, and I ran into her, and I was totally in lust with her, and I don't know what overcame me. I got really drunk. I had like 3 Long Islands, and I started telling her that I love her, and I said we should be together, but I didn't mean any of that, and I said all that, and I couldn't believe that I said all that. I wouldn't normally say that. When you drink, you can do a lot of stupid things that you wouldn't normally do. Like right now I'm sober, I haven't drank. And I tell you everything I'm saying soberly right now. And me and this girl had sex around the time of COVID and during a shelter in place, and she's trying to get me to knock her up, and we had unprotected sex, because usually I've always had unprotected sex. And it's a miracle I haven't made anybody pregnant, or it's shocking that I haven't, considering I've had a lot of sex, and it just hasn't happened. Maybe I'm sterile, I don't know. But I ended up coming inside this girl, and she said, "I'm going to keep your baby." And for some reason, I woke up out of it because I wasn't drunk anymore, and I freaked out and told her to take the birth control, and I paid for it. Paid $50 for a pill, and I made her take it, the morning after pill. And she took it, but she was really angry with me because she wanted to have another baby. Because she had her son that was 15, and he got taken by the system, and she was really depressed about it, and she wanted to start over. And you can't really replace your kids, you know. Each kid is unique and special. But this girl had bad anxiety, and what broke the straw at the camel's back was the fact that she didn't give blowjobs, and I love blowjobs. That's what I want from a girl, from a partner. That's one of my expectations in a relationship. And she said blowjobs gave her anxiety, so she said she'd rather me fuck her in the ass, which I ended up doing. And she said it really hurt, and it turned me on, so I did it again. And she liked it when I bit her nipples and I bite her on her breast until her skin was bruised, and she asked me to keep doing it, and I kept doing it. It was turning me on at the same time, and I don't know, maybe I'm a masochist and I'm into S&M, I don't know. But I bit her so hard that I broke her skin and I made her bleed, and she loved it. She came about 10 times. I've never seen a girl come like that before. And I only came once. I was trying to come inside her. You know, coming inside the pussy, that's my favorite thing to do. She said she couldn't ever give a blowjob because of the anxiety. So I told her more than likely it would never work out, because I want someone who gives blowjobs. Plus, I don't want a kid right this second. I'll wait a couple more years. She just wanted to have a kid right then and there. And some women are crazy. I'm going to tell you this right now. And more than likely, you guys have discovered that you're going to meet your fair share of crazy women. But then again, I'm a crazy guy, so I guess it goes both ways, and birds of a feather flock together. And hopefully there'll be lots more sex in my lifetime. I hope this isn't the end of the road for me. I really do want to get laid again really soon. But I want it to be with somebody who gets me off. Not somebody that's going to leave me dirty and dry and not let me finish. Because there's times, you know, like that girl I was telling you about, the 20-year-old, I ate her out. And when she gave me a blowjob, she wouldn't let me finish. She stopped like midway. And she was expecting that I would finish in 3 minutes. And she said a lot of the guys she'd been with, the younger guys, they all come in 3 to 5 minutes. And it takes me at least an hour sometimes. I got to build up to it because I masturbate a lot. I don't come right away like other people do. And that annoys a lot of women. If you notice that a lot of women don't let you finish, you'll come or after the fact. She'll come first and she won't let you finish. Notice that? It's horrible. But what can you do, you know? I guess that's all for now.